U.S. oil for security formula faces setbacks as Saudi Arabia shows interest in joining BRICS. You know, Biden's pissing match with Saudi Arabia is going to push them into BRICS. And I'm not talking bricks for building buildings or the ones from Anchorman that invite you to the pants party. No, these BRICS want to take over the world as the reserve currency. This then unfortunately leads us to extremely congested and concentrating consequential consequences. Say that 10 times fast. But don't take my word for it. Let's look at the map. Speaking of consequences, this whole map has become a f***ing consequence. The West is falling apart. China has frickin' bases everywhere. Here, God, all over here, everywhere. And to top it off, China basically controls all of the major shipping canals where you can cut through. So like here the Suez Canal is, or here the Panama Canal. They basically own everything. So when Old Man Thoughts is telling you that you have to do the long shipping route around the Horn of Africa, he ain't joking. Shit's about to get real. And by real, I mean real bad. Because the greener we go in the West, the greener we go, the more Russia, China, Iran, all of these folks, the more they capitalize on that hole that we're leaving in the oil market, in the energy industry. And they're going to overtake us if we keep letting them. So here's our only major ally in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia. And the best president that this country's ever had has done a fantastic job pissing off Saudi royalty. So how did Brandon piss off Saudi royalty? Well, he basically shit all over them for revealing to the world the truth that he came over there to beg Saudi royalty, the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He went there to beg them to keep oil production up until after the midterm elections. Very shisty indeed. You know, the U.S. is the last Western country that hasn't completely castrated itself militarily, economically, and energy-wise. Hey, everybody, I'm interrupting my own video to make a special public service announcement so that I don't get banned off of TikTok, YouTube Shorts, or Facebook, Instagram Reels. I just want to let everybody know that President Joe Biden is the greatest president we've ever had. President Joe Biden is better than all the presidents. President Biden is so much better than Trump. I love President Biden. Yeah. Great, now let's get back to the map. Now that we're back and I'm ban-proof, I hope that disguise threw off any of the federal agencies that may be looking for me because of these videos that I make. So where were we? All right, let's switch markers. Purple time. So, as you know, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Saudi Arabian Crown Prince, hot with Biden, real pissed off. So they no longer want our business, at least not in the same way right now. So what do they want to do? They want to go and join BRICS instead of, building the giant Red Sands Integrated Experiment Facility Center that they were going to build there. Basically, a giant joint military center to help restore stability in the Middle East. I wonder where something like that could have existed for way cheaper. Bagram Air Force Base in Afghanistan. Well, Bagram would have been way cheaper. But I digress. So, Saudi Arabia, sick of our shit, sticking it to the man. Meanwhile, we here in the United States pretend like everything is okay. I assure you, everything is not okay. By the way, maybe it's just me that sees shapes in things, but after drawing all this crap on the map here, doesn't it look like somebody is tonguing the anus of Africa? I just noticed that. So let's put some stuff into perspective. We've talked about China and their Belt and Road Initiative and all the different countries that they're funding. We've talked about this in our previous podcast. They've got bases everywhere. They've got bases in South America, bases all over Africa, bases all over Asia, all over. It's getting crazy. They built artificial islands everywhere. They're controlling these shipping routes. They're controlling these countries, and it's only going more positive, at least in their direction. Furthermore, we've talked about Russia. Furthermore, we've talked about Iran. We've talked about all of these things on previous shows before. And we've especially talked about about the world and what that world would look like with a weak United States of America. If you think inflation's bad now, just wait until someone else controls the money. Just wait until someone else makes all the rules. I mean, China should just make the rules at this part of the world historical story anyway. I mean, the entire world, including the United States, lets them pretty much make everything else. They manufacture everything in the world. So if they make everything, why shouldn't they make the rules too, right? Just kidding. The rules. So you've been waiting this entire time for me to talk about BRICS. What's BRICS? Well, BRICS is a group of countries working together to dethrone the US dollar and become the world's main superpowers by 2050. And I'm not kidding. You should look it up. You really should look it up. It's real. BRICS. So what's that stand for? That stands for Brazil. That stands for Russia. That stands for India. That stands for China. That stands for South Africa. Soon that'll stand for Saudi Arabia. Soon that'll stand for Egypt. Soon that'll stand for Iran. Oh, remember those shipping ports we talked about? Oh, look, there's Brazil. Oh, yeah, there's Venezuela. There's all of these places that China controls. Oh, and look, there's that canal. So taking us back again around Cape Horn. Folks, the end is near. BRICS, plus the Belt and Road Initiative, completely cut off the West and slowly strangle us completely of supplies, goods, and services. So unless we make major policy and cultural changes soon, and I mean very soon, like tomorrow, then unfortunately we've already lost them. Just a reminder, kiddies, drinking is not a good idea for treating stress and anxiety. Hey everybody, shh, really quick. I want to tell you something. Everything has a silver lining, and I think things are going to turn around and get really good eventually for us. I mean, when I flip this map over, look at all the good things on the other side of here. There's sail racing. Look at these lemurs with the striped tail. There's these camels. This map is adorable. I'd rather look at this map than the other one that says we're all going to die in nuclear war.